We're gonna be doing a Sonic video! And I'm gonna be editing it because Billy does not care. Oh well, time to talk about Sonic Adventure, the very first Sonic game that I ever played. Of course, I played Sonic Adventure DX, not the original growing up because I didn't have a Dreamcast, but still the point stands. To this day, I still love the game, even though I'm the first to admit that no, it's not perfect. It's not bad, but it definitely has some issues like some weaker gameplay elements sometimes or some glitches, but on the whole it's still an enjoyable experience. At least most of it is. There's one gameplay style that I just don't like. Ever since I was a little kid I could never get into it, and that gameplay style is Amy's! What, you think I was gonna say Big the Cat's? Yes, Big the Cat! Everyone's favorite Sonic punching bag. He has a fishing game in Sonic. Yeah, that's kinda weird, but I don't hate Big's gameplay. I don't think it's great, but it's not bad either. Of course, it doesn't stack up to, say, Tails's or Sonic's or Gamma's, but it's still alright. And I'm gonna tell you why in this video where I try my best to defend Big the Cat. So, Big the Cat is a fishing game, right? Yeah, it's a bit of a weird inclusion, but I understand why they did it. During the 1990s, there was this big push to try to make sure that all these major games had these various gameplay styles added in. We can see this fully on display in games like Conker's Bad Fur Day that had shooting, platforming, collectibles, surfing, all that kind of stuff, and Sonic was no different. It couldn't just be run around, gotta go fast, destroy all the enemies, beat Eggman, whoa. Couldn't be that anymore, it had to have a lot more to it. So it had racing, shooting, treasure hunting, fishing, and whatever Amy's was, we'll get to her later. So Big was basically added in a way for Sonic Team to fit in with the cool kids, basically. There was this game trend going around, so they had to do it. Does that excuse what they did with Big? I mean, to most people, no, because it all depends on the execution. And I think the execution was alright, except for one respect, the story. He does not belong here. For those who don't know, Sonic Adventure is about this mutated Chow amoeba monster called Chaos being controlled by Dr. Eggman, running rampant all throughout Station Square and the Mystic Ruins, so Sonic and his friends have to stop him. Meanwhile, as they go throughout their adventure, they learn about an ancient civilization, but Big doesn't have anything to do with this. Nothing at all. He just happens to be in a similar area as part of Chaos, and suddenly he's a part of the story. What happens is that his pet frog, brilliantly named Froggy, swallows a part of Chaos and ends up growing a tail. And this causes him to act erratically, and Big has to track him down, but he keeps losing him again and again and again. Good job, Big, you really know how to take care of your demented pet. And this is where we get to the gameplay. The stuff that Game Grumps made famous. All those rage compilations and people saying that it's the worst thing ever. I think it's overblown. Everyone says it's really hard, but it's not. And I'm not saying this because I have a lot of practice, it's just that nobody knows how to play the game. If you go to the instructions, it tells you firsthand how to hook the fish or Froggy basically every single time. Because of a glitch, it'll fail, I'd say, like 1 out of 10 times, but still, this is how you do it. I'm using the computer version, by the way, so this might be different on, say, the GameCube, but still, the point stands. Push these keys in this direction, and you'll have the fish. No problem. Let me prove it to you. This is my first time trying Ice Cap when getting footage for this video. Check it out.
Something's biting!
That didn't take long, did it? A lot of people struggle with getting the fish to bite, but it's really easy when you know this, and then reeling him in? Yeah, that can be a little difficult, but that's part of the challenge. If you just had Big sit there, catch a fish, reel him in, and that's it, what's the point? Where's the challenge? This adds some intensity and a little bit of strategy too. Gotta reel them in fast enough so that you can get them in a good time, but also not too quickly because if you put too much tension on the line, it snaps. Kinda like what happens when you actually go fishing. You have to be very careful when reeling them in. Otherwise, you're gonna end up losing the fish and your hook. And trust me, that's no fun. It's also hard to get angry at Big's playthrough because it's so short. He's only got about 4 levels and they only take about 2 minutes each if you know the trick. So what's the issue? A lot of people say that he doesn't fit the style. Yeah, he doesn't fit the style of a Sonic game at all, I can definitely say that. But it's not boring to me because it goes by way too quickly to be bored by. And as a fishing game, it's decently well done. It's not the greatest thing ever. I'm sure if they made an actual Sonic fishing game that was a Sonic fishing game on its own, it would have been a bit better. They still put a lot of time and effort into it, and honestly, I kinda like the environments he's in too. Especially Emerald Coast, where you just get to wander around and see whatever this place has to offer. There's a lot of exploration and experimentation to be done, even if you don't necessarily get to do it very quickly. And I know that Sonic is all about speed, but no one else really goes fast here. Sonic and Tails have the only gameplay styles where you get to go fast. Big is a lot like Knuckles or Gamma, where you can only really go a couple speeds and that's about it. But Big is surprisingly faster than the rest if you really concentrate on getting that frog. And honestly, I like his gameplay a lot more than Amy's, which I kind of think is like a watered down version of Sonic's. You don't go as fast, you're a lot weaker, and unlike Big, the levels last quite a while, especially Hot Shelter. That thing seems to go on forever. I know her gameplay is short too, because it only has 3 levels, the fewest in the game if you don't count Super Sonic. But again, the levels are much longer and the action is much, much slower. Big's environments are relaxing. You get to take a break from all the rushing around and fighting Eggman to catch this frog. However short it lasts. But with Amy, it's all just a giant slog. I never liked her style, like I said, and Big's, I used to hate it until I started reading the instructions and I figured out what to do. From then on, it was never my favorite, far from it, but I always wanted to defend Big because I think he gets a bad rap. I'm not talking about the character himself. The character seems to be decently loved amongst fans. He's lovable, he's goofy, and he's a bit of an oaf, but he's got a good heart. It's just the fishing game that gets people all upset. But it's competently made, it doesn't last too long, and it's got some good environments with a lot of potential for exploration. I honestly don't see the issue here. I mean, maybe it's just me, but I think it's pretty good, and I don't mind going back to it again and again and again. But not too much, obviously, it's not my favorite, that goes to Tails. So maybe after hearing my take, you'll want to go out and try Big's playthrough again. Go right ahead, please do, give him another shot, because, at least to me, Big the Cat does not deserve all this hate. Well folks, thanks for watching the video. What'd you guys think? What do you think of Big the Cat's playthrough? Who's your least favorite character in Sonic Adventure, and hey, who's your favorite? Personally, mine's Tails, because I can use so many shortcuts, it's so much fun. Comment below and let me know, because I'm always excited to hear what you guys have to say. Real quick, I'd like to thank our Patreon executive producers, Reziel, Leaf Razor, Sophie Burgers, Azarius, and Tanner Kapishki. If you too would like your name read at the end of every Media Mementos video, then consider donating to our Patreon, which has a link in the description below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time!